you doing? This is my third video. All the changes that I've done to the bike. The bike is longer because I raked the fork out to 32, 33 degrees. You got your dual disc brakes on both sides, which I made the kit myself. Okay, and that wheel, pretty wheel, right? Got it from eBay. They don't know what it came off of, but it was a 10-inch rim. I said, that's what I want. And this is the other side. Same deal with the speedometer on it. If you could see, where I welded in a new center section to get that disc brake on. Okay. Now, what we got here? The carburetor, to adjust the airflow ratio, the needle's way underneath there, very difficult to get, so I made it where it comes out from the bottom and it comes out right here. I can adjust it while the bike is running, while I'm sitting on it. This switch here is for my fuel pump. Here's my fuel pump. With this big tire that I got on here, I had to make that new gear extended with all of this support. I made all of that, and there's a bearing inside of here holding that straight. Well, the swing arm, you know, I made the swing arm. It's 5 inches longer, 5.5 inches longer, and when I brought the springs, the shocks, that far back, well, I had to bring them out some. So I had to make some brackets, which you see right here. They come in and out, they slide out, and I had to pull the shock out a little bit just to give me enough tire room. Okay? On both sides I did that, so you can see the shocks. Now they get bolted here instead of here, and it looks like it came there. I seen some bikes done before, and it didn't really look that good. Well, you're probably wondering why is that battery sideways like that? The battery's a lot bigger than what I had before. I plan to put a computer on the bike for fuel injection and the turbo. That's the only reason why I'm going to go fuel injection, because I want to put a turbo on it. And I'm going to end up making a gas tank right in here. And maybe I'm going to put one underneath there. But all this work, yeah, I can do it. The only problem that I have is that when I hit the brakes, I slide up on the seat. But I'm going to make something for that. And here are this is my tap. That's my airflow ratio meter. That's at idle, that's pretty good, right there, where I want it. And that's my vacuum boost pressure. Right now we're only showing vacuum until I get that turbo back on. I gotta put a separate pump for the turbo, the oil pump, because it went bad, so I'm gonna repair it. Bike is very responsive. Very responsive bike, very fast. And this stabilizer bar that I put on there, I can still turn all the way. If you put it on right, you'll be able to turn all the way, both ways. If you put it on right. Okay? Now you gotta make a nice strong bracket on this side, which I did. It's hooked up with one of the bolts inside underneath the bike frame, and it goes all the way down here, and it's bolted here in two places with these two brackets. You got a gauge right underneath here. That's my fuel pressure gauge, and that's my regulator. So I can regulate my fuel pressure because the bike runs out of gas. That is my oil cooler. What else? The exhaust. Well, the exhaust is custom. I did that also. It's a bigger tube, and I got it pretty much looking like it came stock. I took the muffler and I cut it in half. I took out all the guts. That little bit of fucking noise ain't bothering nobody out here. I'm thinking about going dual exhaust, but it's going to look the same on both sides. What else? Well, that tire is 8 inches wide. 8 inches wide, man. What do you think about that? Look at that sucker. Is that a beautiful tire? I love it. Can't make good turns with it, but I'm not a guy that likes to turn anyway. What else? Well, this system I bought from eBay, these parts. And the caliper, but I made everything else. These brackets, spit shims, the brackets inside, and cutting this angle here. I cut the bike in half, cut it right in half. Move the front wheel forward 3¼ inches from a 26-degree stock all the way up to 32, 33 degrees. Now I can go over 70 miles an hour and the bike doesn't wobble anymore. You know, I really don't think I need the stabilizer, but I got it on there, I bought it, looks good. And I got it set to a low setting. Now these stabilizers from factory, they really are not firm when you go all the way firm. So what you do is you open them up and take that fluid and add in another fluid to make it a little bit thicker. That will make it firmer. And what we got here, we got the backlight. Well, that comes off a transit bus. I wanted it real bright. This way it bothers people and they don't stay on my butt.